All right, here's a quick video clip on what I had to do to change the rear main output seal on this transmission. I decided to do that when I was trying to fix the speedometer. So take a look, you kind of see what I did, may give you some ideas. Okay, so before I go ahead and put this in, I have got to change this rear output shaft seal. I had to go by AutoZone and order this to get it overnight. So there's the part number there. Now there are a couple of different type of manual transmissions in these hard bodies. One if you have a 6-cylinder, one if you have a 4-cylinder. Depending on the year, there might be 1 or 2 models. I kind of took a guess and hoping that this one is the correct one for my 1991 model. Okay, in order to change that, I had to jack the whole vehicle up. I have it on 4 ramps here. So you've got to remove the drive shaft. Okay, I did get the drive shaft out. It is a, there's plenty of videos online about how to do that. But so the first thing you want to do, or what I'm going to do when I took the drive shaft out, you want to inspect a few things. You want to inspect your carrier bearing, which is right here. This one seems to be okay. Some people call that a swing bearing, but I think it's, the auto parts books is called a carrier bearing. It should, as you see, it's rolling back and forth. No grinding. It's very easy. Inspect your U-joints. All of my U-joints seem to be doing well. These actually are greasable, so while you have the drive shaft out, it is a good time to grease them. But the main thing that I took this out for, not only to get to the seal, but was to inspect the area where the seal rubs. And I rub my finger. I do not feel any gouge. I will clean this up with some emery cloth, but this yoke, I guess you call it, seems to be okay. This seal is going to ride over here and ride right there. And as you see, this is going to be a nice tight seal, but we do want it to ride on a nice, clean, smooth surface. If this is gouged in any way, then it will mess the seal up in pretty short order. And you do want to grease or lube the seal before you slide this into the assembly. Okay, once I clean this up with my emery cloth here, some brake clean, I noticed that this thing is really scarred up here. So in this case, and it's not even really even, if you take a look at it, you might can see it dip down right here. In this case, you really should replace this yoke. I did check the local auto parts stores, and no one has this thing, of course. It's too old. I'd have to get it online and probably resort to an inferior eBay part. So I think what I'm going to do is just take my chances. These seals are cheap. It's only like $3 at the local auto parts store. If this thing continues to leak, then I'll try to source a decent yoke and do the whole job again. This is not that hard of a job. I did test fit this seal, and it is sealing barely in that war area. It seals a lot better in the non-war area, obviously. I've got it smooth, no burrs that I can feel. I don't have a feeling this is going to be a permanent solution, but it'll get us through today. By the way, it's easier to test fit these, obviously, with the drive shaft off and out of the vehicle. Now, to get the old seal out, I'm hoping to get a screwdriver in there and just kind of pry it out. You see some dirt dauber nest and a few other things. Sorry about the glare. Pretty grody in there. This little outer large ring here, I think just taps off, but not sure if I need to take that off. Let me figure this out. Okay, I just took a screwdriver and it came right out. So let's go, I'm gonna clean that up with brake clean. And oh, by the way, I did take that ring off. I'll show you that right now. This is that protective ring. It's just pressed on. It came off really easy with one tap with a hammer. And it's going to make it easier to get in there to pry this thing out. Okay, I'm ready to go drive this new seal in. I got the little collar there cleaned up as much as I'm going to. And I found this 33 millimeter socket that will kind of fit on top of there and be able to tap that in evenly, I hope anyway. Okay, I've got the new seal just barely sitting in there, and I'm about to try to tap it in with that socket. Okay, that tapped in nice and flush. Put the collar on and put the drive shaft on. I won't film that, that's easy. The collar just slips on. Okay, drive shaft buttoned up. Now for the reason why I pulled the drive shaft in that seal is to be able to fill this thing up with some synchro mesh fluid. Some nasty fluid. Look at all the metal shavings there, but that's kind of normal if this has never been changed. Make sure you take your fill plug out first, otherwise you won't be able to fill this thing and go anywhere. So, okay, I've got both the drain and fill plug cleaned. I'm letting it drain out now. I'm going to put some RTV on here. Don't know why, I never do that, but the Nissan tilt manual says to put a little bit on there, so I'm going to do that. Going to get this thing filled up. I'll show you how I did it. What I did was I actually ran a it's hard to get that gear oil in here, so I ran a clear hose all the way into it. I'll fill it from the hood, and when it starts dripping out, I know it's full. Of course, you got to put the drain one in first. Well, that's just a little bit insight into my world of this Nissan D21 Hardbody. Again, that's what I ended up doing when I was fixing the whole speedometer issue. I ended up doing all that other work too for that output seal. That output seal is not very bad. So if you want to try to change that yourself, not a bad job. Bye.